Hi, fourth graders, and welcome to Flex Wednesday. Today we're going to do some more review on fractions as we see them in equal sharing number stories and as we see them in comparing fraction stories. You will need your whiteboard today, so make sure you grab that. Let's get started with a warm-up. 3 friends want to share 4 apples equally. How much apples will each friend get? Pause the video and draw a picture to help you connect. How many apples will each friend get? When you're ready, press play. All right, welcome back. Let's go over this problem together. So if I have 3 friends sharing 4 apples, I wanted to draw that out so I could picture that in my head. So I drew my 3 friends and I drew my 4 apples. Next, I needed to ask myself, well, can each friend get a whole apple? If I had 4 apples and only 3 friends, each friend can get a whole apple. So I connected each apple with the same color of my friend. So I have 1, 2, and 3 apples now equally shared. I have 1 apple left though, and I needed to equally share it amongst 3 friends. 3 friends means 3 pieces of an apple. So I divided that last piece into thirds. Each friend gets 1 1/3 apples. Let's try another one. Quinn and Alexander are painting their bedrooms. Quinn painted 2/5 of his bedroom blue. Alexander painted 2/3 of his room yellow. Who painted most of their room so far? Okay, so this seems like it's comparing fractions. It's comparing Quinn's amount of his room painted to Alexander's amount. So draw a picture on your whiteboard to help you visualize who painted more. When you're ready, press play. All right, welcome back. So I chose to make this into a bar graphs to help me, to help me with this problem. So looking at how I made my fractions, I know that Quinn had 2/5. So I broke my bar into 5 pieces and I shaded in 2 of them for Quinn. Alexander had 2/3, so I did the same bar, but I broke it into 3 pieces, and I colored in 2 of them. Looking at this, I can tell that Alexander painted more because he has more of his bar filled in. So the answer for this question was that Alexander painted most of his room because 2/5 is less than 2/3. Let's try one more comparison fraction story problem using images to help you. Tanisha and Krista were each reading the same book. Tanisha said she was 3/4 of the way done with it, and Krista said she was 6/8 of the way finished. Who read more? Or have they read the same amount? And how do you know? So once again, pause this video and solve the problem. When you're ready, press play. Okay, so I'm going to draw a picture similar to what I did with Quinn and Alexander to help me kind of visualize this in my head. Tanisha, it looks like, has 3/4, so I needed to break this bar into 4 pieces. And Krista had 6/8, so I needed to break this one into 8 pieces. Now I'm going to take some time to shade in what each amount of them had. Okay, it should look something like this. So now that I know, I'm looking at Tanisha's 3/4 and I'm looking at Krista's 6/8, and I really can't tell which one is actually more or less. They look pretty equal to me. So I need to ask myself, when something like this happens and they look really close to each other, are these fractions equivalent? To figure that out, I need to actually think, well, can I multiply my numerator and my denominator by something to get 6/8? Take a second to think. Can I multiply 3 by something to get to 6? And can I multiply 4 by something to get to 8? It has to be the same something, but think. Yeah, I definitely can. 3 times 2 equals 6. And 4 times 2 equals 8. So I need to multiply both of these numbers by 2, and it equals an equivalent fraction. So in my problem asked, who read more? They both actually read the same amount. And I know that because 3/4 is equal to 6/8. All right, fourth graders, so we're going to get started on working out some story problems on our Google form. Your story problems are either going to ask you to solve for equal sharing, how much will each friend get, or it's going to ask you to try to compare fractions to figure out who has more or who has less. So make sure you're really taking your time today and reading the problem to figure out what it's asking you to do. All right, let's get started.